Do this, and we are lighting up. Let's see what happens. Are we live? I think we're live. I think we actually are live finally. Thank goodness. All right. It's always so funny because we got, see, you guys don't know this, but we have like about a 10 to 15 second delay. So we're trying to see what we were saying 10 or 15 seconds ago. And I think we're up and cooking. Yeah. Hey guys, please type in the live chat right now if you can hear us okay and you can see us okay. Can you get you guys to do this? I got to get Teams up so that... Bear with us just a second while we figure these things out. One moment, kids. Great. Okay, fantastic. Hi, everybody. It's Mike Meyers and...
Melissa Lane.
And we are here. This is the Wednesday edition of the Mike Meyers Ask Mike Anything. The goal of this live stream is to provide those of us who are isolated by the coronavirus an opportunity to continue our studies on CompTIA certifications. So we're concentrating on what? A+?
A+. And, well...
Net+. And... Security Plus.
Security Plus.
Yeah, so if you guys can't figure it out already, Melissa's still the FNG, but we love having her here. It's great to have her. You're not even that much of a new guy anymore. You've been new gal, sorry.
Yeah, for what?
3 months?
A month? 2
months?
A year? Yeah, something like that.
No.
Yeah.
I remember the Red Sea parted and then you came.
I know, it was a beautiful moment.
Anyway, guys, it's kind of an irreverent episode today, mainly because I don't know if you noticed, but I'm not in my usual place. We're in a panic to get the new A+ book out. And those of you who don't know Melissa, Melissa is our
editor-in-chief. Yeah, that's okay.
I'm actually hiding right now, to be honest with you. I'm way north of Houston in a tiny little hovel that, your home is beautiful. Your home is a palace. And basically what we're doing is I'm kind of hiding myself so we can get the book out is really what's happening here. And you and your lovely fiance, Phil, have been consummate hosts. Thank you so much for having me. I really, really appreciate it.
Oh, it's been fun. And we have lots of work to do, and we're going to get it done.
Yeah. So I'm sorry if the sound's a little bit off, guys, but we'll make do what we can. So, but we're still going to be having a good time giving stuff away here today. So, guys, basically, here's the rules. Number one, the rule is that this is a Ask Mike Anything. So you ask me questions, and I answer them for you. And more importantly is that to ask me questions, all you have to do is type them into the chat window here in YouTube. Now, do keep in mind a couple of things. Number one, if you're looking at that chat up at the top, if it still says top chat, go ahead and hit that pull down and make it say live chat. That pulls the algorithm out of the way. Yeah, I know it's a little hard to read. We have some new faces here. Lindsay Cray. Lindsay, I haven't seen you before. Mohammed, good to see you again. Wilson, good to see you again. Good to see you guys. Teacher Russell. So Teacher Russell is old school. Where have you been? We've been having fun without you. That's all I want to say about that. Don Odega, good to see you too. All right, so we got some good crowd. So do you remember from like the 60s or 70s, this old children's show called Romper Room?
No way, yes.
Do you remember Romper Room?
I do.
And she would hold up her magic mirror, and she would say, I see Tolowit, and I see Mohammed. Remember that?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Guys, this is the crazy part. I know she looks like she's 25 years younger than me, but let's just say we're in the same range.
We are.
Leave it at that.
Yeah.
Good on you. All right. So anyway, guys, the important thing to keep in mind is we start here at 2 o'clock Central Daylight Time, and we run until the questions run out. So it's very, very important is that you need to ask us questions. Without the questions, then we wrap up a little early, but we wrap up early a lot, and that's good stuff. But do keep in mind we need those questions coming from you guys. Otherwise, we're going to let Andre go ahead and run everything, and he's a little weird.
Is he a little off?
I mean, he's good looking, but He's a little weird.
Yeah.
He's Belgian,
Oh, those Belgians.
Well, the problem is, what do you call people from Wales?
Welsh.
Welsh, right? And what do you call people from France?
French.
So what do you call people from Belgium?
Belgians.
The Belch.
And that's why.
I'm here all week, people. Try the veal. No, seriously.
Ba-dum-bum.
All right, so let's see. So, guys, we're going to start looking for some questions here. Oh, goodness sakes. Tolet, what are you doing on Discord? The problem here is I've got so many. So, guys, we're in a remote location, so I know it's not as perfect as things normally are when I'm back home. But the challenges we get. Did you see?
What?
Andre, I am good looking, and I'm from the Netherlands, so Dutch. So, of course, Andre's from the Netherlands, but I've been calling him Belgian now for almost 2 years, and it just keeps getting funnier.
And you're still taking it.
And he keeps showing up, the silly hamster. I'm going to have a sip of this slightly yellow water.
Okay. It's apple juice.
And delicious. Seriously, guys, no questions today? We can have an easy one. It's all good. You know what? Tolowit, I was congratulating Toys Machine and Discord for passing Sec Plus. Let's give him a round of applause. Come, you guys do this with me. There we go. Nice. All right, so well done. So actually, it's kind of interesting today because part of the, hiding away from the world and trying to get these chapters out is poor Melissa is, and I mean, your resume, you've been doing this for years, but the challenges of, so basically what it boils down to, I'm dancing around here. I'll tighten this up.
Yeah.
The problem that we're running into, guys, is that the firmware chapter is dated. It's not wrong.
No.
But it's like, how do you change the tire on a Model T Ford? Which you can still do, but... So like here, let me give you one example. You guys ready? Is the right word to use going forward, do we say the word Eufy or do we say the word bias? I don't know. I honestly don't know. And me and Melissa have been going back and forth on this as proper use of terminology. Has bias finally become dated enough that we stick with the term Eufy? I mean, functionality, they're the same thing, right?
Right.
I mean, Eufy's got more bells and whistles, but you're still hitting delete or F2 on a boot to get to this thing.
And do you say Eufy or do you say UFI?
UEFI.
UEFI.
This is always a tricky one. I mean, I'm not going to lie. There's been a few technologies over the years that I defined how you pronounced it, mainly because I was the only one who was trying to pronounce it right. But it's a little bit different now. So it's kind of fun to see where it goes.
I think we have a question. Do we have a question?
Sure. So this is Wilson from 207. Mike, please help me to master your concept on understanding ports in preparation of the Network Plus 008. Do I need to cram something specific? All right, so Wilson, I'm going to tell you, you're making me a little crabby here, and you're not doing this on purpose. And that is, don't bother memorizing ports. Play with the technology. How hard is it to remember the port numbers for DNS or DHCP? Or those are the easy ones. The hard ones are the mail ports, right? SMTP unencrypted versus SMTP encrypted, POP3, IMAP. Play with them. Take some time and set up. There's always a free email server for anything, and just get out there and play with it. You'll discover that instead of worrying about memorizing about port numbers, you'll have the port numbers so locked down that you're more interested in, I'm trying to come up with easy examples, TKIP settings for a DNS server or something like that, which doesn't care whether it's, DNSSEC versus straight DNS. Don't bother memorizing port numbers. That's not the right way to do it. Even though I tell them that, they're not going to pay attention, right? They're still going to memorize port numbers. But the important thing is to play with the technologies. I got to tell you, one of the great things about the Dave Rush AMA on Fridays is Dave does a great job using those silly Raspberry Pis which I'm not a huge fan of Raspberry Pi, but I'm a huge fan of Raspberry Pis used the way Dave does it. Mm-hmm. Super dirt cheap pieces of technology that allow you to understand and play with things. And Dave has done, seriously, he's been at it for over a year now, and he's got some really great stuff. Please check that out. Play with the technology. So you're going to say, well, which one do I play with? Go through a list and say DNS and play with DNS until you've got it burned down. You don't have to memorize port numbers. That's all I'm trying to say. So this is Don at 2:10. Mike, is it possible to do a longer video, or can you give more examples on how to create a web server using IIS? Well, Don, we could do that, but you got to keep in mind that none of the certifications that I train for are really interested in how to configure a domain server. Granted, there are some stuff that which you stumbled into. So, like, for example, in a server, one of the challenges we run into is how do you take one server and make it light up for both HTTP versus HTTPS, right. Port 80 versus port 443. And I was totally disinterested in teaching these guys how to set up a server, but I wanted them to be comfortable with the port numbers, right? And that these port numbers are set up arbitrarily. I mean, you guys know, for example, if you wanted to, you could set up a HTTPS connection at 725. You could literally configure it in the server itself. But yeah, Don, I'm going to tell you, man, we're not going to configure servers in my training courses, mainly because I want you guys to pass CompTIA certifications, right? I mean, that's the whole goal here. So what, Don, we could do is that if you come back a few more times and keep complaining, which is the secret around here, squeaky wheel gets the grease, we could probably come up with something to help you out, man. Roy. Hey, Roy's back. So, did you ever... I've gone blank. Popular cartoons.
Scooby-Doo.
No. Don't know.
From way back.
No. Still on.
How far back?
Doesn't matter.
Still on. No.
I can't do this.
Still on.
It'll come to me in a minute. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
No, I was just going to say it's a great little cartoon. We're going to have to. So they used to play a game called Roy in this cartoon. In the cartoon, there was a game called Roy, and it was a game, and you had to put a headset on, and you became Roy. You started out at birth. Then you had to see how long you can go.
Okay.
It was hilarious.
Okay, what am I not getting? Okay.
I'll explain.
Okay.
I'll find when the children aren't watching.
Okay.
All right, so anyway, while we're at this, guys, Dave Rush, thank you so much, Dave. Do keep in mind that we do offer, just because you're kind enough to show up today, we give you a 50% discount on bundles. Now, guys, when you're learning any type of certification, everything's about bundles, right? So I always tell people, they're like, what do I have to buy to pass a cert? And I always tell them the same three things. Number one, you need instruction. That can be instructor-led. That can be a video. Number two, you're going to need reference. That reference is typically a book. And number three, you need to challenge yourself, and that is through practice questions. And so we at Total Seminars sell all three of these. And we are offering, just because you're nice enough to show up today, we are offering you a 50% discount on our combination ebook and practice questions, which we call the Total Tester here at Total Seminars. So in order to take advantage of this, all you got to do is head over to www.totalsem.com, TOTALSEM.com. Head over to the merchant area. Let's say you're studying for Network Plus. Pick the Network Plus ebook. You got to do the ebook, guys, not the physical book. Do the Network Plus ebook, the Network Plus practice questions, and then all you have to do is type in, what was the magic code today? DNA. So when you're in the cart, just type in DNA, and you get half off, like crazy half off. So, guys, do keep in mind a couple of things coming up in the future. I'm going to tell you one of the big days. Rick and Morty. Thank you so much, Dave. It was Rick and Morty.
Ah.
Have you watched even one episode of Rick and Morty?
No. I
Do you want to keep the nerdette moniker there?
Yeah.
You're going to have to watch it.
Okay, and I will.
Rick
and Morty.
It's so guys, part of the fun is that I've got Dave Rush in the back channel talking to me, and Dave says we say bias, not BIOS. Should be the same for UFI. He's like, don't say UEFI, say UFI.
UFI.
David doesn't have a lot of friends. Not a lot of friends. I'm not saying you're wrong. Anyway, that was the one thing. The other thing, guys, do keep in mind is that we have an amazing Discord channel. Let me rephrase that. I have nothing, okay? But my friend Siegfried Vanderwee, what a great name.
Mm-hmm.
Siegfried Vanderwee.
Yeah.
Great tech.
Yeah.
He actually set up a Discord channel for us, and it's a great channel, and I strongly recommend you check it out. It is there's a link there, right there in the live chat. Please check it out. All right.
Yeah.
Kylie Powder. Oh, good Lord. Hang on. Wilson. This is at 211. How long ago was that? Not that long ago. Wilson's like, also, on the subnetting, what is this word that you say whack 24? Okay. I have an answer for that. In order to define a network, in order to identify a network, you have to have your base network like 192.168.4, mm-hmm. but then you also have to define the subnet mask. Mm-hmm. So the subnet mask, most people say things like 255.255.255.0. That's a terrible way.
Yeah.
So
how do you...
Well, okay, so 255 in binary is 1... I got this. 255 in binary, from octal to binary, is 8 ones. Okay?
Okay. Do you want me to write this down?
No, I got this. I've done this before. We're good.
Okay.
So 255 is 8 ones. So you have 8 ones. So mm-hmm. It's 255, 255, 2550. You've probably seen that subnet mask?
I have.
Sure. So 255 is 8 ones.
Mm-hmm.
Another 255 is another 8 ones.
Yes.
Another 255 is another 8 ones.
Uh-huh.
What is 3 times 8?
24.
Whack 24.
There you go.
It's just easier to say it. Keep everything binary whenever possible. Your life is going to be a lot easier. Yes, here's everybody's like Rick and Morty, Rick and Morty. Yeah. You haven't been drinking this slightly brown water like we have. There we have a new face, Sarah Perez Anderson. I have my A+ coming up this Saturday, and I'm panicking. Don't panic.
No.
Sarah, the number one reason that people fail CompTIA exams is test anxiety. It's not a lack of knowledge. It's just test anxiety. So, Sarah, here, I haven't said this for a while. Let me do it. You guys ready? Number one, when you take a CompTIA exam, always remember that they are going to put beta questions at the beginning of your test. So when you sit down, the first 2, 3, or 7 questions that you run into, you're not going to recognize them. And you're going to start going, that Mike Meyers training materials are terrible. Mike Meyers is bad. The reality is what you're looking at are beta questions that CompTIA puts in as a way for them to prepare for the next test, right? So they want more updated questions. So ignore those types of questions. Well, don't ignore them. Try to answer them as best you can. But they're going to be ungraded, so it doesn't matter. So, take your time on that. The second thing you got to remember for people who are taking the CompTIA exams is that the number 2 reason that people fail exams is that they know too much. And they tend to say 2 plus 2 can equal 5 for extremely large values of 2. So you want to keep it simple in your brain. Mm-hmm. Other than that, I'm assuming you've taken multiple choice exams and you know the same games. I'm not going to put that back in, but
Don't try to overanalyze.
Yeah. When you see hoof prints, think horses, not zebras.
Exactly.
Fear is the mind killer. Fear is the mind killer. You're not a Dune fan?
A what?
Dune.
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 Oh, yeah.
Fear is the mind killer. Look at that. We got Wilson happy now that he knows what WAC 24 is. Hey, Andre, I thought the number one reason for failing CompTIA was giving too many wrong answers. Technically, Andre, my favorite Belgian, you are right. Ann McGee, Mike, when it says given a scenario on the objectives, what does that mean? Well, it means exactly what that says, is that you're going to be given a scenario. Now, I need to warn you about these. Most of the CompTIA scenarios are, in my opinion, not really scenarios. They're basically glorified multiple choice questions. And usually with a little reading, well, I mean, you think about what does a scenario question mean, right? So, you got all these different parameters and variables going on. Mm-hmm. But that's not really what CompTIA does. CompTIA basically masks standard multiple choice questions as scenario questions. So yeah, don't make it complicated. You'll be shocked how easy it is. Sarah Perez, I have your books on Udemy. Thanks. And the book. Wonderful. Thank you, Sarah. Brian. So I always get the biggest kick. So you see this guy right here?
Yeah.
His YouTube name is Brian.
Yes.
Which basically means he joined YouTube in like 2004.
Wow.
Because how do you get single names like that, right?
Yeah.
Not on YouTube.
No, not
and
anymore.
Even more than that, he's probably like brian@gmail.com.
I know, probably. He got the first names. He got the first name.
He was the one who had that dance move thing. Wasn't that him?
That could have been him.
I think it was him. Yeah.
Yeah.
His hair was longer back then.
What?
No, nothing. I like the problem is it's like half of the people who know me are laughing their rear ends off right now.
Yeah.
And all the new people are like, "What's going on?" I'm a little confused.
That's okay. You'll bring them in. You'll bring the newbies in.
We'll try. I'll try. Brian Taylor, I will face my fear. Ooh, there you go.
See?
Fear is the mind killer. Yeah, no, he's doing the Dune stuff. Yeah, excellent. All right. So we're having a kind of a quiet day here, man. It's all right in quiet days. Don Odinga, Mike or Melissa, how do you set the metric for your routes? I understand the smaller is the most preferred route. Okay, so Don, you're saying a lot of things in that one statement. First thing I'm hearing is he's not into dynamic routes. So we're not going to talk about, OSPF or BGP or iGrip or any of those. So we're talking more like static route configuration. How do I set the metric for the routes? Normally, if I'm still going RIP, there's still room for RIP routing these days, especially for small internal networks. Well, how do you? This is almost a philosophical question. The only time you're going to be doing any of this type is in SOHO networks. Anytime you start to go anything enterprise, you're probably going to be OSPF for the internal side, and you're probably going to be BGP on the external side. How do I'm trying to...
I guess in what context would you... What...
Well, I mean,
what?
Let's just say you're doing RIP2 with a single internal broadcast domain. You just go with that. Oh, Don's actually saying yes, static route. Static route. So yeah, all right. I don't think there's any reason to set static routes anymore, Don. They're in a practical world that doesn't make sense. But you are absolutely correct. In a static route, when you're setting the routing table, you set the smaller metric to something that's easier to get to. That's it. Vegas Brent. I wonder if... Do you understand that? I don't. I wonder if spaces make the difference In common YouTube. Oh, in common YouTube's names. Yeah.
Like underscore?
Yeah, not sure.
No.
All right, so guys, does anybody want any free stuff today? All right. So guys, seriously, if anybody wants free stuff, I need you to type in yes in live chat right now. You just enjoy the competition.
I do.
All right.
I do.
So you realize we're not going to do, let's see. Cisco says yes. Brad says yes.
90 days.
All right, we got some yeses. Let's do it then. All right.
Yes.
So guys, what we're going to do today is instead of having like pulling up a real proper question and doing it right, we are going to do, and we're just basically going to do a lottery.
Yeah, that sounds good. Make it simple.
Yeah, no, we're good. Okay, so here's what we're going to do, all right?
Okay.
So, Melissa, will you help me, please?
I would love to.
Okay, so would you pick a number between 1 and 10,000?
I've got it.
All right, guys, here's how this is going to work. Rule number 1, this is not a fair competition. I'd like for it to be fair. We do our best to make it fair, but sadly, sometimes unfairness comes in. In particular, we're going to have people put a number up on the live chat. You're going to type a number in somewhere between 1 and 10,000. And the person who is closest to what Melissa's guessed without going over is going to win free 90-day access to the practice questions of their choice. Chris Kent, where are we on those vouchers? Chris, we had a great conversation with CompTIA last week. We're waiting for them to get back to us. I have every confidence that we'll be doing that. All right, here we go. Guys, type in a number between 1 and 10,000. The closest number without going over is going to win.
Oh, we've got some good ones in there.
I like the way Ronan typed in 7,500 and YL typed 7,548. It would have been even more evil if he did 7,501, but oh God, you got a couple of close ones here.
I know.
Teacher Russell, can we submit in binary? Yes, you can, and we will wait for it. Teacher Russell's a great tech man. He's good. I'm assuming it's a he. Kylie, quit guessing, man. All right, whatever. Kylie's got 17 guesses in there.
Okay.
So ignore everything except his first one.
Well, I'm going to have to take it. Let's see.
Let's go.
Do we tell Dave?
Actually, we got this one. All right, guys. So we have a quorum. So first of all, the answer is, you ready? 7833. So who do we have? YL at 7,500. 7,548. That's YL. They're going to keep typing stuff in. Oop, it's right there.
Is that it?
Guys, we're just scrolling through right now. Nope.
No. These are really good guesses, though. Oh, wait.
No, he just.
Okay.
He literally just typed it, Melissa. Come on, man.
I was like, what?
Andre.
What?
Do you know what Andre de Goyert means in English?
No.
I'm a big troublemaker.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's what it means.
Andre.
Let's see all these guys. Okay, all right. So who's our winner?
Okay, it appears to be the 7777, I believe.
Kylie Powder. Kylie Powder, congratulations to you. You are the winner today. So now, Kylie, in order to get your prize, you're going to have to jump through a couple of hoops. We can do this. Kylie, what I need you to do is look into the live chat window, and Dave Rush is going to give you the links. Kylie, you actually send an email to daver@totalsem.com. And in that email, I need you to put in two things. Number one, put in your YouTube name. And then number two, let us know what exams you want. It's that easy. Kylie, you have won, and congratulations to you, man. Well done.
Congratulations.
Well done. All right. Well, do we have more questions? sometimes, Melissa, we have lighter days. It's no big deal.
Yeah.
All right. Mohammed, can we type in more than one? No! There you go. Dave Russ has got all the information for Kylie. Well done. All right, so I guess we got a slower day today, huh, Melissa?
Yeah.
All right, it's all good.
Laid back.
So, guys, a couple of things. Rule number one, do you want Melissa to show back up? And, you know they're all going to say yes because they like looking at me. Are you kidding? Come on.
Of course they do.
All right. Thank you, Melissa. Anyway, guys, we're going to wrap up a little bit early for today. Thank you so much for coming out. Do keep in mind that be here on Friday for Dave Rush AMA. Or DRAMA or DRAMA drama.
Mm-hmm.
And Dave does a great job. Ronan reads, we want Melissa. Take a number, kid. Jenish Patel, I haven't received your email. Jenish, if we have a topic that needs to be covered and I'm not responded, just send it again. It's no big deal. Chris Kent, what's the best way to go about creating an IT resume? Chris, you need to be showing up on April.
No.
What is the date? We got Jessica Dickerson coming in, a great HR person who's going to be helping us talk about all that stuff. That's going to be, May 2nd.
Okay.
So please come on May 2nd exactly for that stuff. It's great stuff. I think we're in good shape. All right, guys, we really are out of here. Melissa, we good?
Yes.
All right, man. Guys, thank you so much for summing. Don't forget Dave on Friday, and we will be back on Monday. Until then, we say, ready?
Yeah.
Bye-bye. Bye, kids.